Hello everyone, welcome to Perseverance IAS. Today is August 15th. First of all, let me wish you happy Independence Day. This Independence Day is significant because this is our 75th Independence Day that we are celebrating since 1947. From exam point of view, two things are very important in regards to this Independence Day. The theme for this Independence Day is important for prelims and personality test and any other competitive exam. The second thing that you have to concentrate today is the Prime Minister's speech, because a lot of future plans would be outlaid in that speech while also remembering the past. So please do concentrate on that speech. Tomorrow I'll tell you what to read in that speech. So let us start with the first article. PM August 14th will be Day of Recall Partition Trauma. This is significant because this is the first time India is recognizing the horrors of partition of India and Pakistan. So henceforth, August 14th will be known as the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day, which is a great step towards recognizing our past trauma and the atrocities that our ancestors and our brothers and sisters in the past experienced during partition. During partition, both countries paid a heavy toll in terms of loss of life, and sadly we never recognized it, and this changes everything. This is in line with international days of remembrance of various atrocities, horrors that took place, where huge loss of life took place. This article has to be read from 2 points of view. One, try to get an understanding of what happened during partition of India and Pakistan. Two, try to find out what are the other important days of remembrance that are observed on August 14th around the world. Remember, Israel celebrates their remembrance today. There are other countries that do remember or observe certain sad days as remembrance days or observation days. So please do read that from that perspective. That is why this article is very important. So moving on to the next important article, page number 10, News Bombay HC states provisions of new IT rule. What you have to read is what are Rule 9.1 and Rule 9.3. Apart from that, I don't think this article is that important. Try to find out what those rules are. So moving on, there are a lot of important articles today. So let us move on to the next. So in page number 11, Parliament is the temple of democracy, says President. So please do read this article, because the President's speech that he makes every year before Independence Day is of significance, because he outlays the current scenario in India, and also he outlays how the future of India will look like with the policy that is being adopted by current government in this position. So moving on to the next page, that is page number 12, World Afghan President vows to remobilize forces. That is a significant article that you have to read. The next article that I failed to highlight was Sri Lanka to procure oxygen from India to augment supply. This gives you an idea of what is going on in terms of the COVID-19 scenario in Sri Lanka. Not important for exam, but just to be aware, please do read this article. As always, moving on to profiles, this is in regards to the recent 13, that is FAQ, where will climate change strike. This is important because of the recent Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report, which was very critical of government leaders and came up with a dire warning for global powers, particularly India, because the effects of global warming and climate change in India would be far higher than any other country in that sense. So please do read this article from that point of view. Now moving on to the next, science and technology using nanobots in dental procedures. This is again a procedure. Please do be aware what they are talking about. I don't think much of will be asked in terms of examination point of view. Maybe the technology might be of interesting aspect. Please do concentrate what technology they are talking about, which is nanobots. Now moving on to the next article, cave lion cub found in Siberia permafrost is 28,000 years old. So two things, where is Siberia in Russian country, map pointing thing. The second thing is what is permafrost. From that perspective, please do read this article. Now coming to the special edition of the Hindu for the celebration of 75 years of independence of India. The first article that I would like you to read is An Evolving Journey Defined by Hope and Optimism. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu Garu has written an excellent article in the Week please go to his Twitter page if you can. He had written a wonderful article in the Week magazine that outlines India's progress over the years since independence. Read that article and also read this article. This gives you an idea of how India is looking forward to better itself, in the sense that how it wants to develop and try to become a mature democracy in the world. From that point of view, please do read this article, very important. Now there are a lot of other articles that you might feel like are important, but for exam point of view, I don't see much of a point. So moving on, the article that I would like you to read is "A Health Crisis the World Needs Independence From." This is an article written by an democratic elective leader in United States. This gives you an idea of how Indian origin politicians in America think. From that perspective, please do read this article. Exam point of view, not at all important. Just to be aware what the kind of thought process they possess. Now moving on to the next article, freedom from sedition. This article is important because of the sedition and the nature of sedition law being used in the current context. So please do read this article from that point of view, because a lot of discussion is going around the sedition law in India. Now moving on to page number 21, developing a sporting culture. This is in regards to India's record performance in Olympics, where we won 7 medals, one more than our prior record, which was 6. So this gives you an idea as to how India should approach sports in nation building. That is an important topic that might get asked in prelims, mains and personality tests, because India performed well in Olympics, and not only that, the Olympics did take place in Japan. So from that perspective, please do read this article. It is very important to understand what the chess champion of the world and India's representative of chess in various international tourneys talks about. So these are the important articles that you have to read in the Hindu newspaper for 15th August 2021. Hope you take a deserved break after a week long of preparation, so that you could get energized for the next week. As promised yesterday, I have few announcements to make in the next coming few days regarding the new courses that I am launching, and I'm happy that you people are still supporting me. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaste.